All right, so this is the top 5 for Nintendo 64 single player games because I think that distinction has to be made between the multiplayer games. So on the list, I got some honorable mentions to start off with just before we kicked in. And that would be Donkey Kong 64, which you needed the expansion drive for the bits on that system just to play the game, along with another honorable mention, Perfect Dark, and Star Fox. Those would be my 3 honorable mentions. They were fun single-player games, a lot of replay value. At number 5, though, would be a cult classic called Jet Force Gemini. It was a full space opera. You could even get a little bit of multiplayer on it in the single player campaign by taking control of a robot and being able to shoot some enemies. So fun puzzle based, action orientated levels. Design was ahead of its time. Number 4 on the list is The Legend of Zelda, the Majora's Mask. This was a solo Link adventure. You didn't have to save the princess in this one. It came right after A Legend of Zelda: Ocarina of Time. I mean, this is great gaming. I mean, one of the best Zelda games ever. Number 3, I would put Super Mario 64, which was the highest rated, highest grossing game on the console. Period. So clearly, most people think it was number 1. Being a multiplayer type kid, I played it a little bit. It was one of the first 3D. Actually, it was the first 3D adaptation of the game. Open world, long. I mean, everything about it was A1. Number 2 on my list is GoldenEye 007. This game had a great multiplayer. Just if you saw the movie and the game, I mean, the game did just justice to it. First person shooter, the controls was fluid, crisp. You can rank up on the levels and beat them in special times. They had hidden boards on it. It's just anybody who played Nintendo 64 played GoldenEye. Number 1, The Legend of Zelda: The Ocarina of Time. I mean, this was the first 3D open world game. You got to play as Link as a young kid. The protagonist Ganon was rendered. I mean, it was epic scores. You got to learn how to play music, ride a horse, and then you can go through time as an adult Link. Got to flip the same tempos over again, but in different age group. I mean, everything about the game. I flipped this game probably. I can't even count how many times I flipped this game. It's just a fun game. So those are my top 5 with 3 honorable mentions for Nintendo 64s. That's that Geeks and Goons.